Some of the most important texts in human history. We're talking about religious scriptures, philosophy, law. They're also some of the hardest to get your head around. They're just so vast, so layered, and people have been arguing about them for centuries. But what if a new kind of technology could be your personal guide through that whole labyrinth? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. And right out of the gate, this quote from the philosopher Michel Foucault just nails the problem. Understanding a big idea isn't some straight, clean line. Nope. It's a messy, tangled web of history and context and how people have interpreted it over time. And that's the challenge with any of these huge foundational works. I mean, think about it. For centuries, really understanding these texts wasn't just a hobby, it was a person's entire life's work, something only a very small handful of scholars could ever really hope to pull off.
So that really begs the question for the rest of us, right? In our modern world, with everything we've got going on, how can anyone possibly find their way through this dense forest of words and come out with any real understanding?
And this challenge, it isn't just one thing, it's a bunch of things all at once. Take a text like the Bible. As one user discovered, you first have to pick from tons of different translations. Then there's the size of it. The text is so huge you often have to split it into multiple files. And on top of all that, you have these ideas and themes that are all woven together and have been talked about and reinterpreted for thousands of years. It's a lot. It's overwhelming. But what if technology could give us a brand new key to unlock all of this? I want you to imagine an AI that doesn't just do a quick internet search. Imagine it acting like your own personal expert research assistant, one that is focused only on the material you hand it. And that brings us to the core tech here. It's called source-grounded AI. And the name says it all. This AI is literally grounded. It's tied down, restricted to only the sources you upload. It can't just wander off and pull an answer from the wider internet. Its entire universe is just the documents you gave it. And this comparison just lays it all out so clearly. A web search, it's like casting a giant net across the entire ocean. A source-grounded AI, that's like using a magnifying glass on your specific documents. And look at that third row. The risk of hallucination, that's when an AI just makes stuff up, it's way, way lower because every single answer is cited directly back to the text you provided. That is a huge deal.
Okay, so the theory is cool, right? But what does this actually look like when you use it? Let's see how it did when someone put it to the test on one of the most complex texts on the planet.
The whole process is actually pretty simple. First, you upload your documents. In this experiment, it was multiple files that made up the Bible and some other theological writings. Second, you just ask it a direct question, even a really complex one. And third, the AI reads through everything and spits out a synthesized summary with citations and everything. So, let's use a real example. A user exploring this tech asked a classic, super profound theological question, a question that people have been debating for, centuries. Are we saved by faith only? And here's what the AI came back with. It's not a simple yes or no. It's this nuanced summary of what the text it was given actually say on the topic. But here's the crucial part. Look closely at those little numbers in the brackets. Each one is a citation, and it links every single point directly back to the source text. That's the proof. This isn't the AI's opinion.
And this is where the magic happens. If you click on that little citation number 2, it takes you to the exact sentence from the source documents that the AI used to make that point. It's totally transparent. The AI isn't just giving you an answer, it's showing its work, and it's all grounded, 100% in the text.
Now, this is obviously incredible for someone studying theology, but the researcher who ran this whole experiment, they had an even bigger idea in mind. See, this was never really about just one book or one religion. And here it is, this is the key pivot, straight from the user themselves. The goal wasn't just to understand Scripture. It was to stress test the AI against any long, dense, complicated body of information just to see what it could really do. So, what this all boils down to is this. The experiment with the Bible, that was just the test case. The real subject here is a totally new way to engage with any field that's built on a mountain of text.
And the possibilities here are just staggering. I mean, imagine feeding an AI the complete works of two philosophers who totally disagreed, and then asking it to summarize where they clash, or giving it thousands of pages of legal documents to find every single precedent related to one specific case. This could be a game-changing tool for students, researchers, lawyers, and pretty much anyone in any field.
But, like any powerful new tool, this one doesn't just give us answers.
it also brings up a whole new set of really important questions that we need to start asking.
For instance, how do we know the AI is really giving us the full picture? Does it have a tendency to maybe cherry-pick certain passages that fit a narrative, while maybe ignoring others that would contradict it?
And there's this. Even if it's only using our documents, could the AI's original programming, the data it was first trained on before we uploaded anything, could that still subtly bias how it interprets our sources?
And finally, there's this really well-known challenge in AI research called the needle in a haystack problem. Basically, the more information you give an AI, the harder it gets for it to find one specific, tiny detail buried inside it all. So how reliable is this tool when finding that one little detail is absolutely critical?
So these are the questions we're just now beginning to grapple with. We've created this powerful new kind of scribe, one that can read and process our most important works in seconds. And as we start using it, the biggest question isn't just what it can tell us about these ancient texts. It's what new insights it might reveal about all the human knowledge and history and belief that's coded inside them. And maybe, just maybe, what it'll teach us about ourselves.